Hi everyone, this is Amanda from Willow Pip, where I vlog and take you behind the scenes of my soap and candle making business. Today I have decided, actually over the course of the weekend, I decided I was going to try to reformulate my shampoo bar recipes. And shampoo bars have been something I have struggled with since the beginning of my soap making journey. And it's a product line that I have always wanted to add on to my soap business. And so I have probably gone through three perhaps different recipes and versions of making shampoo bars. I find the making of them very challenging, and I'm really particular not only about, of course, how they feel in your hair, but also the look visually. Um, and I'm also really particular about my packaging. And so if all of those things don't line up, I find it extremely challenging. It's not something that I want to commit to as far as offering a consistent product line. So what I have on the counter here today are two versions of, or they look very different. They're both shampoo bars, but they're using the same recipe. And what I learned through the course of trying to better the recipe was how you add your ingredients and at what phases really matters. I of course have done a ton of research through YouTube where I've looked at other soap maker, shampoo bar maker recipes. I've bought recipes. I've tried to incorporate, seasoned shampoo bar makers recommendations. And it wasn't until recently where I finally have a shampoo bar that I really love, um, both in feel in the hair, smell, how it looks aesthetically, and finally my packaging. So again, these two shampoo bars are the exact same recipe. The one on the left, I had made 5 different variations of, but when I kind of simplified my process, or refined my process rather, and got to the shampoo bars on the right, which I like much better, I'm opting to go for 3 to start. And I do have a retail location in Southampton where I have my products on consignment, and the shop owners are very lovely. They are interested in carrying my shampoo bars. So I'm going to start with just the 3 and see how those go. And then, of course, if they are popular, I will give them not only more quantity, but more variety. So I'll make a few different kinds. So the shampoo bars on the left are what I did originally. And I'll kind of bring them closer so you can see here. But I added the phasing of the ingredients differently. And I used a different mold as well. So these ones are more of like a hamburger style, like they're a bit smaller. I had a pneumatic, like a press mold that you put a air compressor on. I put it away now. I actually found it a little too cumbersome to work with, but it presses them nicely. But there's just something about this puck shape and the smallness of these that I did not like. And I also, they became fairly smooth, I suppose, but I wasn't totally happy with these. And they're hard, and they work. Like, I've used these in the shower multiple times. My husband has, my daughter has. They all really like them. So I knew I had something as far as the formula was nice. It felt nice in the hair, but I needed to keep working it. So what I really liked the look of aesthetically is more of these like chunkier puck styles. And so what this is a hand mold that you'll see me using in the upcoming clips here. I've, of course, weighed out more to get these looking this way, but the shampoo bars themselves are a lot more smooth. So when you press them, they are a lot less like crumbly looking. And again, they're exactly the same essential oils, a combination of ingredients, or they're exactly the same ingredients, but it's the combination of ingredients that I did change. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. That was quite the intro. But I'm just going to show you kind of behind the scenes here of me adding the ingredients. I'll talk about the different phases, and I hope you enjoy. A little bit different today, so thanks for tuning in. And here's one last shot, a little bit closer, of the shampoo bars that I did not like. Um, I do use all natural colorants, but those ones came out a little more vibrantly. And here are the shampoo bars that I really love. They press smooth, and they just have the appearance of, a chunkier bar. I liked the mold I used better, just everything about them. I just like these more puck shapes, and the simplicity of the mold as well. I think I really liked. Um, the easier I can make it on myself, just the more I know I'll stick with it in the long run. So in this mixer, this is actually a KitchenAid mixer. I have this set to mix on the lowest setting. So these are the phase A ingredients. And this is what I was talking about. The combination and order that you put your ingredients together for your shampoo bars really matters. So in here, I have my SCI powder, clays or arrowroot powder, and any botanical powders. So that would mean it's like the light green bar I had there had French green clay, for example. And in this melting pot is actually my phase B ingredients. So these are being melted on a burner that I have in my soap making room. And this contains my BTMS 25, my cetyl alcohol, any of my carrier oils. So I use sweet almond oil. If you were to use any butters like shea butter, cocoa butter, that would be in this phase B ingredient melting pot, and my panthenol powder. I also have set aside in a third container as phase C, I won't say this correctly, but I believe it's called cocamidopropyl betaine. So it's the cocamidopropyl betaine, Betaine. Again, I'm sorry for butchering it, but it's an ingredient that's very commonly in shampoo bars. So I have that in a separate container, my essential oils, and then my liquid Dermal Plus. So that's sitting in a third pot. So again, back to my phase 1 melting pot here, or my phase 1 ingredient mix. They're your SCI powder, your clays or arrowroot powder, and then any botanical powders. Then in the phase B, I melted down my BTSM 25, my cetyl alcohol, any oils or bottles, and my panthenol powder. And once that's melted, I just add it, as you can see, into my KitchenAid mixer, and I just mix really lightly. This is the lowest setting, so nice and slow. So as you know, with SCI powder, it's really fine. It's almost like icing sugar consistency. And if you were to mix this really, really quickly, it would become airborne. I should also note that during this phase, I am wearing a face mask because I do find that powder becomes airborne, kind of becomes a bit of a dust in the air, and it's not really good to be breathing in. I had mentioned before that I had these ingredients all mixed up. Again, I had followed various recipes and I thought I was adding the combination of ingredients correctly, where I had put all of just like making essentially a cookie recipe where I put all the dry ingredients together and all of the more like butter or like ingredients that would become wet if you melted them together. But that was not the way to do it, as I really quickly learned here. So if you stick to, in general, the phases that I described, you should also end up with these more smoother pressed bars. And I also found that once I have everything mixed up, the dough consistency was like a Play-Doh. It was really soft, really malleable, and I was able to have time to get them pressed, where before I had to work so quickly that it was kind of stressful. Anyway, so here I'm adding those phase C ingredients. So again, that's like the word I can't say, the cocamidopropyl betaine, the essential oils, and liquid Dermal Plus. And of course, if you don't use essential oils and you're using fragrance oils, that's of course where you would add it. And one of the bars I make, actually, one of the 3 I'm currently making, is fragrance free. So one of them doesn't have that at all. The batch I'm making right now, I have green French clay. That's what's giving it that slight green hue. But I do choose to use all natural colorants and only essential oils in the products I offer. But not everybody chooses to do that. So you could also, use, any type of micas or anything else to color. So now that I had the Phase C ingredients added, I turned up the speed of my mixer a little bit here, and basically this is just making it into a dough. It's the best I could describe it as Play-Doh, and you just kind of want to give it time to get everything incorporated. Here's the little hand mold I was telling you. It's super simple. I love working with it. You can get these. They're all over Etsy, all over the internet. This one's about 2.5 inches in diameter. It comes in 3 pieces, and I use a rubber mallet with this as well. So I coat the bottom with cellophane so that when I do start putting the shampoo dough in it, it doesn't get stuck and I can easily pop it out. Now back to my dough. Again, it's all incorporated. It's ready to be measured out into the balls. So I will just be scooping some of the shampoo dough into a ball with my hand, just like you would with Play-Doh, or a bread dough consistency. And I just kind of take I've done it a couple of times now, so I'm getting better at it, but I put each ball on the scale and I'm weighing my balls at around 3.2 ounces. And that seems to give me a 3-ounce weight when the shampoo bars are completely dried, as there seems to be a little bit of liquid or water evaporating as you would expect. So I take the mixer out, I scrape all of the shampoo bar ingredients off of it, and then I just put them in little balls and add little bits here and there to get the weight to that 3.2 ounces. The other nice thing with the consistency of the batter here or of the dough, is as you work it with your hand, it becomes more and more malleable. So it's like the heat of your hand makes it more squishy, which is awesome because I place these balls on my cutting board because I'm going to be pressing them in that hand mold next. But if I were to start really scaling this up, I could see how easy it would be. Let's say I had pressed 10 shampoo bars and they were starting to become a little bit firm. I would just pick one of those balls up that I preformed and kind of work it in my hand, and it would become soft again, which is really cool. And that was always the consistency I was striving for. I would see these other YouTube videos out there making shampoo bars, and mine never looked like this. They weren't a dough consistency. They were more of a crumble consistency. Kind of somewhere between what you're looking at here and a bath bomb consistency. And it just wasn't working. It wasn't clean. I was really hoping to get more of that smooth shampoo bar consistency when you press. So I was just so thrilled when I finally got to this evolution in my learning. And I suppose it goes to show that, this is really why I love doing what I'm doing, because there's always areas to bring new products in. You can be creative, you can keep making, and that's why I'm so passionate about this business. It's everything I love to do. So again, I'm 3 years into my soap making business, and I'm, just launching with shampoo bars here. So hopefully that's a little bit of inspiration for you. I did want to keep my recipe fairly low here because as you've heard me say, I've been working with 3 different evolutions of this. So I opted just to keep my recipe to making 6 bars at a time. I didn't want to waste if this was going to be a failure. So I'm just measuring out enough for 3 shampoo bars. And again, at that 3.20 ounces, I have everything measured perfectly. So I have very little waste. Now, I mentioned earlier that I was using a pneumatic press. It's this bath bomb press that you can get different mold attachments for. So I also bought a shampoo mold attachment. And I honestly find I keep taking it out to try it. I wanted to try it with the shampoo bars because I did invest quite a bit of money with it, but I honestly find just the hand molds easier. I have more control. They're simpler. I can wash them really quickly. I don't have to get out a big air compressor. So here I am just using this mold I was showing you before. I bought it on Etsy. They're all over the place. And then I just have a rubber mallet. So I use this mallet also for stamping my soap bars. But it's, you just give it a good bash. If you hit it around the edges as well, it just kind of pushes that Play-Doh-like batter down into that mold really, really nicely. That was actually me hitting too hard. You can kind of see a little bit of vibration in the camera. I'm sorry for that, but that was my camera just falling over as I had it on a little stand, and as I was pounding there, it vibrated off the stand. Also, what I like about these molds is you can keep working it. So I'll give it a couple of, good hammers, and then I'll take a look. And if I'm not happy with its press, I'll just give it a few more hammers. Again, it's just super basic, super slick. I like it. Again, when I'm a busy mom and have I do work a 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, as a lot of you may know. I just don't have time to get, super complicated. I want to get into my soap studio, get my ingredients out, bang this out, get some stuff made, and feel accomplished for the day, which is what I'm able to do with this really simple mold. You can kind of see as I'm hitting it around the edges, it's kind of like just compressing it. The cellophane there is a must. If you don't use the cellophane, it just gets kind of gunky around the edges, and then your shampoo bars get a little bit like rougher looking, which is what I really don't want. So I just use the cellophane. Sometimes the cellophane rips a bit, so then you just grab another sheet, but it's about as simple as it gets. I could, of course, see if you got into mass production that this hand stamp or this hand pounding or hand pressing method may not be for you. But for what I do, again, I run my business on the side. I'm kind of trying to talk more towards people that do a small scale type soap business. This is where I'm at. This is probably where I'm going to stay for quite some time. But we'll see. Maybe people will love these shampoo bars. The other thing I found really difficult when I was making shampoo bars, and almost like everything, is I'm really particular about my packaging. I had bought some cardboard boxes that were specifically made for shampoo bars, and they had a little circle cut out in the front of them, so you could kind of smell the product, see the product through this circle. And then I had made labels, and for the life of me, I could not get the labels to stick, which sounds really odd, but I tried a few different types of labels, and they would not stick. They didn't look good. They would start to kind of peel over time. I was just, anyway, so where I've landed with these is I'm going to just be using a wax square sheet. They're actually baker sheets that you can buy off of Amazon for a bakery that would be handing you a muffin type vibe. And I'm just doing a simple, I'm going to try just doing a simple, wrapping it, turning it, wrapping it, turning it, sticking it closed with one of my Willow Pip stickers. And then I'm going to be printing a business card that will have all of the ingredients that I will, attach and package with it accordingly. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to, again, test this in the store that I do consignment on in Southampton as a sort of soft launch. And then I'll quickly follow here by posting on my website. And I might evolve over time. I've never done custom printed boxes, but that I could see being the future here. But again, I need the money before I'm going to be doing that. So we'll see. And if you have any other ideas of how you package your shampoo bars, what works for you, again, I'm more on the small scale side. So, do it yourself style is what I'm looking for, where you can print at home, do it at home. I would greatly appreciate your learning. Just pop a comment below, share any links to, websites or pictures. And I'll thank you in advance for that. So you can also just see, I just kind of use the middle cylinder there to kind of push through the other side. It just pops right out. Again, it's about as simple as it gets. I love the method of making these now. Shampoo bars were something in the past that I dreaded. Again, I wasn't happy with it. I found the dough hard to work with. I had to be really, really quick to get it to press. I was kind of stressed out about it. My results were inconsistent. And now that I've made these 3 different kinds, I like it. It's easy, it's simple, it's quick, and the results look beautiful. I do let my shampoo bars dry for a couple of days. I leave them on my cutting board and then I flip them, let the bottom side dry for another day or so. At this point now, after 2 or 3 days, you know, they're more than ready to go. And again, my family's tested these, used these, and we really love them. They're lovely. So I hope you have similar results. I hope this was really useful for you folks. I'm just going to kind of lead out here with a couple of additional shots to kind of see some of the finished product. And if you've enjoyed this video, I would appreciate if you could subscribe and like, and it helps me grow my small business YouTube channel. Thank you very much.